What I'm about to share with you is one of the most arrogant things I've ever seen a business do. I'm Rand with Pro Business Talk. Let's get into this. Treat your employees with the utmost respect. Give them the wages and the bonuses that they deserve. My wife once applied to a high-end salon inside a casino in Las Vegas. I will not name it, but I want to share the story. So after 4 interviews and a trial run, she finally got the job. It took 2 months. This was a lot of back and forth and a huge headache. So she passed the drug and the background check with ease and was finally invited back to sign papers. Instead of doing the paperwork and the orientation on the same day, the company decided to break that up over 2 weeks. 1 day, 1 week, 1 day the next. Now for reference, paperwork is 30 minutes and orientation was roughly 4 hours. There's a few issues here that I want to discuss before I get to the bigger problem. Problem number 1, super slow hiring process. Now don't get me wrong, it's important to be incredibly thorough, but equally important to be efficient. The process from start to finish took 2.5 months. Now, after 2.5 months, you should be hired and well into your training. So their process is broken and not real systematic. All right, problem number 2, 2 separate days for orientation and paperwork. Are you serious? This is not only a waste of the new hire's time, this is a waste of the owner's time and whoever the coach is. You might not be the one training, but you're the one writing the check for the wasted time that's lost. We all know that time could be used in a lot better ways. Now on to the worst thing I've ever come across in all my years in business. As an employee of this particular casino, you don't get free parking and there's no discount to park in their garage. Instead, you have to pay either $20 a day or park somewhere off-site that's cheaper. They don't offer a monthly pass. This is absolutely insane. And I wish it stopped there. What? In order to receive monthly perks outside of insurance, you have to pay them a monthly fee. These perks are for discounts on shows, discounts on food, and whatever else they offer. As a business owner, this makes me angry. And to add more fuel to the fire, they make it sound like it's the greatest thing on planet Earth. So here's basically what they're saying. I'm going to read what I wrote so I don't screw it up. It's pretty funny. Hi, we are so glad you came to work with us. Here's how much we care about you. Big fake smile on their face. As part of the perks of working here, you get to pay us for your discounts. And not only that, we offer full paid parking, paid for by you. You're what makes us great. We hope you enjoy your time here, and we want you to know you are what make us rich. Ding! Now I did the math. They're making between $20,000 and $30,000 a month just off the paid perks, not including parking or anything else. Wow, this is the most arrogant, self-centered thing I've ever seen in business. Can you imagine charging your employees for perks or other incentives? It's asinine. Let's say you have a 2-man construction crew, 1 owner, 1 employee. You pick up your employee every day, you ride in the company truck. As the owner, you obviously make more than your employee. What would happen if you told him because we ride in the same truck, even though it's owned by the company and paid for by the business, that he would have to pay half the gas and half the maintenance just for riding in the truck? Well, you would go from 2 to solo. Bye-bye. No more help. Gone. You burnt that bridge. Like I said, it's insane. But somehow they're doing it and getting away with it. All caps. Treat your team like gold. They're the ones in the trenches. They're the ones on the front lines. And they're the ones that literally create gold/money for your company and you. Okay, rant over. Without your team, you don't have a business. Give them the wages they earn, pay them what they're worth, and create a growth scale. Teach them to work as a team with incentive attached. Now, my friend's mom owned a gas station on the Oregon coast. She was not in a good position to pay them real well, however, did offer health insurance and a 401k. Despite not paying them well, most of them had been there for over 10 years. She had an extremely low turnover rate. Why? Because she treated them incredibly well. She gave bonuses as she could, and she created camaraderie within the team. Now, here's the catch. Hire good people and get rid of the bad ones quickly. One bad apple can ruin the entire ecosystem of your business. Okay, now here's the real cost of treating your employees poorly. Most businesses think they're saving money by squeezing labor. They think by paying the bare minimum is smart business. Newsflash, it's not. It's one of the most expensive strategies you can do in your business. Now, when employees quit, you don't just lose a body. You lose your time hiring, you lose your time training, you lose the momentum, you lose the built relationships they formed, and you lose the knowledge they take with them in their head. Now, here's the worst part. You got to start all over. You got to start with new ads, the new hiring process, the new training. You're back to square one. That doesn't sound cheap. New mistakes, and all this causes your entire workload to slow down. Customers feel it and they quietly drop out. Turnover slightly bleeds businesses to death and rarely shows up as a catastrophic event. It shows up as constant friction, constant exhaustion, and constant rebuilding. That doesn't sound fun. Okay, something to remember. High-performance teams create leverage. Low-trust environments create drag. Now, you guys can see that I'm pretty animated over this. It does bother me. Most people want consistency, growth, clarity, fairness, and respect. They want to know what's expected of me. How do I win here? How do I make more money over time? Is my effort noticed? And does anyone actually care? Now, people, they can tolerate a lot. They can tolerate hard work. They can tolerate long hours. They can tolerate pressure. What they can't tolerate is feeling invisible. If somebody feels respected, they'll push harder. If they feel exploited, they'll quietly check out before they quit. Now, here's the secret to business. Most people want to be part of a winning team. Very rarely do I use the word employees. I feel like that's almost a derogatory term. I like to use the word team. A team has a coach, and a coach hires all-star players and places them in the spots where they will succeed. Let me share a story I've had. It was kind of funny, but it's kind of not. So in my efforts to network, I send out emails to influencers and surprisingly get a lot of response back. I usually give them an offer highly in their favor in return for a shout out on their video. And this usually comes to promote my product. Those of you who don't know, I sell detail supplies online. I won't name their channel, but they're a well-known car channel in the world of YouTube. Long story short, his secretary got back to me in an email. Now, this was honestly one of the hardest people I've ever had to have a conversation with. And it wasn't even over the phone. It was all done in writing. She couldn't answer direct questions. They were interested in my offer, so I tried to close the deal and set up a time we could get together and make this happen. The email conversations went along the lines of this. Her, he's interested. Me, okay, great. When would be a good time to come by? Her again, he's interested. Me, same questions. Very specific. This time, my answer changed a little bit. Said, I know you're busy. What days or time work best for you? Her, he's interested. Okay, this went back and forth 3 or 4 times until I finally gave up. I'm like, wow, you can't even have a conversation with this person. And she's the one answering the phone and the emails. Well, needless to say, I haven't worked with them yet, and I'm not sure that I will. He hired just a body to be a secretary, and we both lost out on an opportunity to grow my business and his. So to my point, hire good people in every category of your business. Don't hire somebody that cannot have a conversation. Yes, it was funny, but then you realize that's his business and she's the front line. A lot of businesses say, oh, I can't afford to pay well yet. Well, then don't hire. You're not ready to hire. Raise your prices, improve efficiency, work more yourself, fix your systems, or stay small. Employees are an investment, they're not a shortcut. All right, here's some final thoughts. Employees are not expensive, they're an asset. They are multipliers. They multiply revenue, reputation, and success, or they multiply problems. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. Look at your business honestly and ask yourself, would I want to work here? All right, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of all this. Share an experience with me. I know I got a little animated, but honestly, it really bothers me when people aren't treated well. All right, that's what I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested in business coaching, I'll leave a link down below. Hit me up, we'll hook you up. All right, I'm Rand with Pro Business Talk. I'll catch you on the next one.